We don't see ourselves as like a competition to Ethereum or to the Ethereum ecosystem. We see ourselves as an extension. Basically, Luxo is a frontier to explore these new standard proposals and what can we build if we have those new building blocks. And sometimes, if you want to create the right fundamentals, the only way to do that is to start from scratch.
In terms of for DJs, I guess it's an interesting one because you have to create for others a lot of the times when you're playing in different spots. Kind of seeing that there are so many people who are passionate about something the same way I am, like obsessed with it. With the Refraction community, it's like music, but also like visual artists and designers and all kinds of creatives. And seeing that, because like this crypto space is such an online space, recognizing that we also need to create like physical spaces and events where these people can connect with each other and also learn something new. So I feel like that's what gives me the energy to work at Refraction and build that community.
I also think like Luxo especially is targeting like creators because they know we are self-expressionists, you know. That's something we just have to get out of our systems to just cope with the world.
You also have artists that are creating new forms of expression, that are wanting new and different ways to interact with their fans, new and different ways to interact with their community and each other as well, and also forming new models of ownership. And that's a lot of what Web3 and smart contracts, what you can do with this technology, which is super cool.
So what I've done actually just before this call, I generated a payment link on my phone, which also has a QR code, and I texted it to Gerald. So cool thing about this is you can effectively onboard new users by airdropping them some tokens. It's a really great way of activating a wide user base using existing socials.
Learn from the past, improve it, but then build up that holistic foundational set of standard pieces that work also nicely together. This stuff will be beneficial to any other chain, right? Once people see it works and makes sense, then adoption across other chains is more likely. So if we want to have a foundation that's more social, we need to have the foundation being a profile, not a wallet.
So I'm thinking that it's an interesting space when you look at the chain, right? Like, is there a way to consolidate all this information in a way and make it more easily usable for me as a creator or as an organizer in that sense, really? Some friends are using Gatsby now and Shotgun and Fever and this and that. And unfortunately, some of these companies go out of business after a while, right? Because their business model doesn't work out or they get bought by someone else. And so I'm curious, you know, what the opportunity in the blockchain space is to kind of make this information last and also have its own life maybe and make it a little bit less platform dependent.
The thing is also, once you like it, you also have to accept the fact that it's not going to be there forever. Because at some point when you change something, when you make a transaction, everything reconfigures. So this is something I'm always very fascinated by, because sound is a very intangible medium, right? So you can't put it on the wall. It kind of moves through air and then it's gone. So this is kind of like, maybe like a meta commentary on the nature of sound.
If you really want to move blockchain to the mainstream, we need to really have a different foundation. There is a benefit that you have on the Luxo network that you don't get anywhere else. You have an environment where you have only the new standards. So you don't need to build your app trying to be compatible to ERC20 and compatible to LSP7 and compatible to an EOA and compatible to a profile. You can build your experience truly just for profiles and just for new token standards that give you reactivity and safer transfers and batch everything built in. And metadata updates and all of this cool stuff.
It's like I discovered this technology that is inherently spiritual in the way it's designed. And then you have this identity piece that we can all start to represent ourselves on that with the authenticity that we can now have on chain and the new forms of expression we can now have. I am wildly passionate about making sure the whole world has access to this and is using these tools so we can meet ourselves where we really are, not what we're limited to with Web2 technology right now.
What I really like with blockchain and the reason why I'm building on the blockchain is because we have this ownership tracking somehow. If you mint a piece of art, it could be music, an image or whatever.
I think it's important that our IP, our community, our culture, our passion has a home, that it is connected to each other so we can truly do more.
You know, we rewarded the early builders in these early years, ICOs, blah, blah, then the DeFi people, then the CeFi people. let's reward the bridge builders next, who bring access and agency to more people by making the stuff usable and humane. And I think you said pretty much the same thing right now. So we're really driven here by the same vision. I love that, Fabian.